Good evening and thank you for joining us. Nora is off. I'm Margaret Brennan. We begin tonight with that dire new death toll. The tally of those reported killed by coronavirus in the U.S. has reached 1,500 people in just one day. That's a number we haven't seen since May, when much of the country was still locked down. Tonight, the nation's top infectious disease doctor is saying he's not pleased with the country's progress stopping the virus, arguing that the pandemic has become too partisan. Today, the head of the CDC warns things will only get worse this fall, when the country will be battling both COVID-19 and the flu. Attempting to show how their administration would be different than the one currently in office, Joe Biden, the presumptive Democratic presidential nominee, and his new running mate, Senator Kamala Harris, are calling for a nationwide mask mandate. They say the governors of all 50 states should require face coverings for the next 3 months to stop the spread. Moments ago, President Trump rejected that idea, though he did urge Americans to wear masks when appropriate. There's a lot of new reporting to get to tonight, and our team of correspondents is standing by to cover it all. CBS's Manuel Bojorquez leads us off tonight in Miami. Manny?
Margaret, today Florida surpassed 9,000 COVID-19 related deaths. When asked whether the nation has hit a peak of either cases or deaths, Dr. Anthony Fauci was not optimistic.
We certainly are not where I hope we would be.
A stark assessment from Dr. Anthony Fauci today, who said the nation is not winning the battle against the virus.
Bottom line is, I'm not pleased with how things are going.
CDC Director Dr. Robert Redfield warned if people do not follow COVID safety guidelines, the upcoming flu season could make things even worse.
This could be the worst fall from a public health perspective we've ever had.
The reopening of schools continues its rocky start. Around the country so far, more than 1,500 students and staff from 9 districts in 7 states are in quarantine after positive cases in schools that had just reopened. Like this one in Georgia, which had to shut down for cleaning. Despite 35 positive cases, it will reopen to in-person instruction Monday.
Open schools!
Some parents who want a return to class protested outside Pittsburgh.
My son has barely had any conversations with other children since March. It's very difficult.
Other parents, like Lauren Munchak of Miami Beach, are planning to improvise, schooling his daughter Aria with a small group at home in so-called pandemic pods.
A 4.5-year-old on an iPad, that's not learning.
If her school were to open up to in-person instruction, would you send her?
No, and we're just trying to figure it out as we go along.
In the sports world, a bold statement from Jerry Jones, owner of the Dallas Cowboys. When the NFL starts up, he says fans are welcome. Still, the pandemic's economic toll continues to be revealed. In New York's South Bronx, long lines for a food donation. And there's the personal toll. A Florida family devastated as 2 doctors, father and son, both died from COVID-19 5 weeks apart. Dr. Jorge Vallejo fled Cuba and became a renowned doctor in Hialeah. His son Carlos followed in his footsteps and had cared for more than 70 COVID patients.
What is their legacy?
I'm in medical school, my brother's in medical school, my sister's in nursing school, so we're going to become physicians and we're going to treat our patients in the way that he taught us to treat his patients.
Charlie Vallejo is now in his 3rd year of medical school. He says despite the risks during the pandemic and the losses his family has already endured, for him, it is a calling. Margaret?
Indeed it is. Thank you, Manny.